Pisces, what's going on? The energy that I was seeing for us beginning with was there can be something that you've been wanting to do. There can be something that you've been wanting to invest in. There can be a direction that you've been wanting to go in. Something that I feel like it would be like within 3D you would be building in that direction. But I was seeing something going on that can be a bit of a block for you. And I don't know if this is just like a mentality of like, what's the point of me doing this? It's not going to do anything. But I think that this is something that you want and something that you want to create. So you may be looking at yourself and being like, where do I like sabotage? Where could I be like using my time and my energy better? Where do I need to kind of like switch things up in order for me to be able to like put in that work or put in that energy and be able to do that? So yeah, I think that this ultimately just comes down to something that you want to make moves for and something that's been stopping you from doing that. And I think that this is something that if you were like seeing the bigger picture, maybe looking into it, you wouldn't want this to be getting in the way, because I think it's something that you want to be doing. But sometimes with this sort of energy, we can kind of convince ourselves like, it doesn't matter to me that much anyway. And it's like, meanwhile, we actually do want to be doing that. Or it can be like, I need to step up and get more organized, and then I'm going to be putting my energy into this. Like maybe it's like, it could be laziness, or it could be like out of ignorance, or it could be because you didn't realize that it's something that you want on a deeper level. It's just like, it feels like something or it could be like a lack of time management, even proper time management, whatever it is. I'm seeing it be something that you want to do, and you can be like, I really need to see like what's been getting in my way from me doing this. And this can also be to like not trying because we don't want to fail, so it could be that sort of thing too. So whatever your hang up is on this, you can be getting to the bottom of this. Or it can be like maybe somebody's influence around you where you're like, I have this plan for myself to do this, and every time I get around this person, they're like encouraging me to do this over here, and then I'm neglecting this thing that's important to me. So that can also be something too. So yeah, it's not even about what the thing is. I think it's about like naming what's going on and having it not stop you from something that you really want to be doing, and to recognize what's really important to you and not be like putting your life on hold, but to have this be something that you're connecting with if this is something that you want to be doing. We're starting off with the sun. So yeah, it could be like any way that you're sabotaging. I'm seeing Sun and I'm seeing Ace of Swords. Maybe this is what's been going on and you've had a realization now. Because Sun to me is like the major arcana version of the Ace of Swords. So I'd say that you're like totally clear on something now. This can be a time when you have a breakthrough, you have an important realization. It can be a time where you're like seeing everything very clearly. Because Sun is connected with our understanding and with our consciousness, and Ace of Swords will be when you see the bigger picture here. There's no piece missing from this. Like, I see it all so clearly right now. Can be a very inspired moment that you're having too. Not only does it look like you are mentally clear, it also looks like you're emotionally clear. So this can be a really important moment when you're like, my head and my heart are totally on the same page here. Seeing something about a relationship coming up. Okay, so something that I'm not getting about this. Looking at Eight of Swords next to Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles is when you're in that like flow state where you already like have the routine of something figured out. It's like a very masterful energy. Why would Eight of Swords be before that? It's like forgetting that you're a pro at something here. So maybe something happened and you felt like a little bit out of touch, maybe insecure, or maybe you were just like second guessing yourself. But it feels kind of like, it's like the pro basketball player that then is like, I don't know if I'm going to make this shot or not. And it's like 9 times out of 10, you're making the shot. So what are you getting so nervous about? Or maybe even like 10 times out of 10, you're making the shot. So what is this about when you already know how to do this and what you're doing here? But yeah, maybe this has to do with like a relationship thing where you're like forgetting that you know how to ride the bike already, and you're like feeling like you're gonna fall off, but it's like you're a BMX star. Like, what are you doing here? But yeah, maybe like something got in your head a little bit is the way that this is coming through. But it's something weird. It's something like almost ironic within the energy, because I'm seeing, this is not like I have no experience and I'm being smart about this, like, because I shouldn't be too confident within the energy. Eight of Pentacles shows like you have experience to back it up, so why wouldn't you be confident? So it's like weird that you wouldn't be confident, but for some reason not feeling like that, which I don't really get. But maybe this is also about factors that can be out of your control. So maybe there's like an element of the unknown that's involved in this, where you're like, well, technically I don't know what's going to happen, and maybe that's part of things too for you. But yeah, maybe you have to just like remind yourself of who you are a little bit within the energy. Yeah, you definitely got this. It's the shot that you're nervous to take that then is a swish. And everybody's so surprised that you didn't just assume it was going to be a swish, because it's always a swish. It's one of those moments. And then it ends up being a swish, so... Yeah, I'm seeing somebody that you're connecting with. Some of you could be like, there can be a gathering, you can be reuniting with someone, connecting, hanging out. There's something here that's coming together. This can be a time too when it's like, wow, we really are on the same page with one another. Okay, so this is about, like for most of you, I think that this has to do with a new chapter on the emotional front for you. Like for a lot of you, it's probably gonna have to do with like a connection between you and another person. And this like new chapter that you've been kind of sitting with and thinking about a lot. There can be a lot going on. There can be a lot that you're feeling. I see things be good with you and this person, but I do keep seeing 5 of Wands. Why? Only on the bottom of the deck though. It's like this energy that's sort of hovering around. Maybe there's something about needing to like coordinate within the energy. I see you have like all of the answers are there, all of the clarity is there, like the air has been cleared completely. I'm not seeing anything behind the scenes. I'm not seeing anything hidden that hasn't been brought to light. I'm seeing just like everything be up front and like on the table as far as everything goes. I feel too like you're also very like talented and skilled emotionally and socially, so this should come as no surprise to you either, because that's also how the energy is showing up. Like you can be somebody that like you're very loving, you're very collaborative, you can be very generous as well, and you can be like a good communicator too. It's just there's stuff that feels like I feel like you're in your element. And that's also this energy why like I don't get, if you're like totally in your element, what is this like nervousness about? But also too, like maybe because this is kind of the beginning of something, maybe that's like just a natural like feeling that you get too. But I really do see you being in your element overall. And it's in a way where it's like very well deserved that you would, that would be being perceived. This is not like giving you some undue credit. This is like very well deserved. Like there's a whole lot of merit behind this. This can also mean like something's going on, that maybe there's like a celebration that's happening too, or like something exciting that's happening, or like a milestone or something like that. It can be like something really wonderful that's happening. But I'm seeing whatever it is, I'm seeing you like worked really hard for this. So this is a time when you get like the like wonderful karma of something that you've put a lot of energy in for. So yeah, maybe for some of you, something that you're doing is being celebrated. And it's the beginning of something new. I'm seeing Virgo and I'm seeing Cancer. I see you've really also like come together with yourself on the emotional front, and that feels really important, where I see you're very clear right now. You can feel like your third eye is very clear, and you can feel like your heart chakra is really clear, and that your throat chakra is clear, and that there's this feeling of, you know, that you're in this space where I see like a lot of purity within the energy. So maybe there was even some type of like cleansing that happened to get to this point too. That may have been, maybe something needed to be cleared out before. The only thing causing like a problem or not allowing for full fluidity feels like either like overthinking or an insecurity or like second guessing or something like that, that then makes you feel like you can't be at ease within this situation, when I'm seeing no reason why you can't be at ease within this situation, because everything looks good and fine. But maybe you're like worried about something a little bit here, but I'm not seeing there be any problem. This is like nothing is wrong. I'm making up something in my head, like convincing myself that there's some sort of issue, and then the issue is just one that I created that only exists in my mind. It's one of those times. As far as what I'm seeing, maybe something else is going on too. I have a couple more cards to pull just in case, but that's the way that it's reading right now. It's like there was no cliffhanger, but you wanted to like add in a cliffhanger, but it just came from your imagination, and it's something that you're playing out internally, but it's like not actually happening physically in the environment. It's like maybe you like added in some drama here, even though there's like no drama in this situation. Feels like a pause or like maybe a little bit of a stumble even. You want this, why not go for it? Yeah, there's some weird thing within the energy that I'm not really getting. It's like everything is good and everything is fine, and so like why are you not in flow? But it feels like it's like you're doing double dutch within the energy, and like you're in a really good flow and everything is great, and like your legs are working fine, and you just had a snack, so you have the energy, and like the ropes are being swung and like everything's on beat and stuff, and so are you, and you're feeling it. But for some reason you bench yourself for a minute, but I just like don't get why that's happening. It maybe like something that's coming up, maybe that you're creating. It's like there are no creases, and then you're like creating a wrinkle for some reason. But again, like I don't really get why this is happening. It's like you're going from A to B and you could just get there in a straight shot and like everything's good. Like the car has gas, you got enough sleep, like you can do the trip. But for some reason you like pull over to the side of the road, like nobody knows why. And then maybe you like get back on and then go the rest of the way. But like I'm not getting the reason for this. I'm seeing something happen, but I'm not understanding why. Like there's no... This just feels like self-generated, and I still am just like not understanding what this is doing here. It's like, yeah, it's like you get in the car to go from A to B and you're halfway there, and then you just decide to pull over and be like, am I really gonna go the rest of the way? And it's like, why are you even thinking about that right now? It's just like some weird thing. Weird even feels like a phenomenon like type of thing where I'm like, I just don't get why you're doing that and why we're not just going the rest of the way. It's not like something's popping up and being like, maybe I need to think about... I'm not seeing something that feels like there's a need to be doing this. It just feels like weird and random that this is happening. It's like a hiccup within the energy, but I'm not understanding like what the catalyst of this is about. And I don't even understand like what this would be doing either, because it feels like if anything it is a hiccup, or like it does create like a little like mini issue or like pseudo issue for a second, but then it's like not really real, because then it like goes back to wherever it came from. It's like something appears and then it disappears, and it's like, why did that happen? It's like you're watching a movie and then some like random clip from something else comes up and then disappears, and then you watch the rest of the movie and you're like, why did that happen? Like, this is what I'm saying. I'm not really getting where this is coming from. But maybe it's like some old energy that pops up for some reason and then like goes away because it doesn't belong in this cycle. Yeah, that's the best way to describe it. You're watching this movie, some random clip from some other movie that has nothing to do with this pops up for a second and then like goes away, and then you finish the rest of the movie and you're like, what was that about? And like we don't know what that was about or like why that happened. Yeah, same concept. You're like listening to the radio and then another station comes on for a second, and then it like the regular station comes back on, and then there's like some interception here that I'm seeing, but then I'm seeing it go away. Like it doesn't, if anything, I'm seeing this be kind of like baffling and confusing, because it's like, what was the point of that? Which I'm still not getting. I don't know what the point of this energy is. I'm seeing a lot of ace energy, ace of swords, ace of cups, ace of pentacles on the bottom of the deck. So overall, we do have a new start that is happening. It feels significant and important. It seems very much like you're in the place. Like this is really energetically appropriate for where you are. Maybe something pops up for a moment where you just like, you get caught up, you start overthinking, you feel like anxious for a minute, like something's going on within your head, but then it's like goes away. And for some reason it like needed to be added in here that that's something that happens, but then it's like gone just as quickly as it appeared. And then that's that, and then we continue with the rest of the cycle. You know, actually, where I think this came from, this feels like there's like some remnant from some other cycle that for some reason like reared its head for a minute and then like goes away. But for some reason it had to come up. And I keep getting like all of these examples that it's just like saying the same thing. It's like you go to take a bite of an apple and you're chewing it, and then you get like the taste of some cereal that you had earlier in the day, even though you're eating an apple, and then it like goes away and then you can taste the apple again. But it's just like this weird blip in the timeline that I'm seeing come up that has nothing to do with like what's going on here. It has to do with some like remnant energy that ended up like being cut into this moment within the timeline, and then it goes away, and then it's just like, that was weird, and then we like continue with the rest of the cycle. But I feel maybe like something with the timelines got mixed up for a minute. It's like this weird moment where you're like, you're having conversation with somebody and then you have like deja vu for a second and you're like, what's that? And then you like go back to having the conversation with them again and you're like, that was so weird that happened. It's just like some weird like cut in from another timeline that then goes away. I feel like I need to stop talking about this because I'm sure all of you understood probably the first time that I brought this up, what this energy was. And so yeah, you may have some like weird thing happen within the timeline. It just seems like it goes away. You don't need to think about it any more than that. And then things just continue. And I'm seeing overall like things looking really good. So no worries, no sweat, no concern, no need. I see overall like you've worked for this. I think you've been, you worked for this. You've gone through some challenging stuff. This feels like a freedom and a feeling of alleviation. It just feels nice. This feels happy. It feels like it can let some difficult time be over now as well. Where you just get to have this nice chapter and just like enjoy the newness of this and like give yourself this moment and really settle into it, because there's just some like really wonderful stuff that I'm seeing be going on here for you. It feels like a really, really exciting time. Allow yourself to feel excited, allow yourself to take it all in, like be present to this, because we don't get new chapters all the time. So I think just like being here and like having this experience and just enjoying it, because it's well deserved. And you put in all of the work for this too. So it's just like karmic justice that this would be handed to you now at this point. And we can like let the past be in the past now. Yeah, I just overall get like old stuff. This thing that came up, like this weird blip in the timeline that came up, it definitely has something to do with like another timeline that you experience, like another cycle that you experience. But I'm seeing it like this is a different type of cycle. So maybe like something even happened with your psyche where it was like, do you need to apply this? And then there's this realization of like, no, this is a different cycle than that. So it's like not really relevant here. And then it goes away. But yeah, maybe it was like just something that came up energetically for you for that reason. All right, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting and tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.